Hey guys, how is it going on? Shinigami-san here to do a review on Toriko chapter 393. So guys, honestly, let's talk what actually happened in this chapter, because literally this chapter was shock and awe, revelations, things coming out of nowhere, freaking Phil, see my boy Jiro coming in, like Teppei, and all of this greatness, man. We gotta talk about it, but before we get all into all those kind of things, let's actually talk about Acacia and Neo from the at the start of this video, because I really want to address this. Now, Acacia's character, this has been what people have been thinking about throughout this whole arc, possibly even throughout the whole series of Toriko. Everyone's been wondering if, Acacia's the final villain, and especially in this arc, like I've said it myself, we've all been wondering, is Acacia truly evil? Like, does Acacia have a hidden agenda? He can't be, because we see him through the flashbacks. When we saw the flashbacks of Midori, Ichiryu, and Jiro, like, Acacia was a good man, so what made him, change his ways? What made him act so evil? To killing freaking Don Slime, my boy. Even Jiro, killing Jiro, like, all these kind of things, they just always made me question, like, is Acacia truly evil? And in this chapter, we finally find out why. We finally found out the truth. And Acacia was never evil from the start, but he did lose his way. Now, probably a couple of reviews ago, I can't remember, I can't pinpoint it, but I remember in one of my videos, I was in the comments below, I was talking with you guys, and it was about how if Acacia was truly evil. And I said, in chapter 373, there was a page when Ichiryu was crying to, no, not Ichiryu, sorry, when Acacia was crying to Ichiryu, and Acacia was saying like, oh Ichiryu, I entrust my gourmet fate, I entrust the will of this earth to you, or something like that. And that was always been on my mind, because I was just like, hang on, maybe Acacia, he's not evil, he can't control Neo's appetite, he's just going to succumb to it. That's what I thought. And, pardon me, and it's kind of true, because we see in this chapter, we see a bit more extension of what that was. And he basically, Acacia from the start, he knew the flavour which Neo didn't like, and that was anger. And he was telling Pear, and he was telling Ichiryu, like, pour out all your anger into me and kill me, because this gourmet demon within me, it can't be stopped. Like, stuff like that. That's pretty much what Acacia was saying to Ichiryu. And we find out throughout this whole path, basically from the start, when Acacia realized that Neo was within him and Pear, they planned to seal him from the start. They planned to seal him from the beginning. And that is because of just basically the monster that Neo actually is, because he always devours. And even Pear himself, Pear was just like, oh, I plan to seal them and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, we find out from the start, Acacia always had this plan of, not being evil, always had this plan of defeating Neo, but I'm saying the term defeat very loosely, because Neo is his gourmet appetite, and we see in this chapter, even at the end, Acacia's like to Toriko, oh, please look after Neo for me, so we do know that he cares for Neo, but he wants to stop Neo devouring, because he's devoured like billions of ingredients. It must be like a lot. So yeah, that's something to talk about. Now with Pear, I got to talk about Pear's character, because honestly, I really am loving Pear's character. It's like the character development for him. It's increased a lot. I've liked his focus in the arc. I've liked his feelings, like the impact all these stuff has had on him. Because I said it a couple of reviews back, when he was afraid, because obviously all his boys, all his comrades, like his brethren, they got taken out by Neo, and he's like pretty much the last surviving. He is the survivor. Now, when I'm talking about his brethren, I'm not talking about the people now. I'm not talking about, like the Nitro that we've seen throughout this series, the Nitro that we were seeing that got taken out by Jiro. Of course, Pear's referencing them as well, but more importantly, what I think Pear's referencing his comrades from the Blue Universe, his comrades from how many millions of years ago, when they came from the Blue Universe, because Neo basically just ate that whole entire universe. It consumed all the ingredients from that universe, and Neo escaped in the Red Universe, which we're in now. Pear he's talking about those comrades as well, and that's what I truly think, because in this chapter he was crying about it again, and it makes sense when he says, I heard the voice of my brethren, and that's what I want to talk about. So Pear's like, in this chapter, I heard the voice of my brethren to Acacia in a flashback, but he also said it in the previous chapter as well. Now, this confirms that obviously a lot of us, pretty much the whole fan base of Toriko have been speculating that Neo's stomach is like connected to the soul world, connected to the spirit world, something akin to that, or like his stomach is connected to another dimension. So whatever he eats is not erased from existence; it's just trapped in there. And that's what basically, because we find out in this chapter when Pear keeps hearing these voices, meaning that they're not dead, they're not fully erased. So that does give him hope, and it gave us hope. Because we see at the end of the chapter, everything else is coming back out. So I'm really interested in that because, for one, that means Don Slime's probably alive. Ichiryu, well, we see Ichiryu, not Ichiryu, sorry, we see Jiro in this chapter, and he's obviously dead. So he can come back, but he can't, if you kind of get my drift. Because he's like Ichiryu. Ichiryu can come back, but he's choosing not to. And I feel like Jiro will choose not to come back as well, because they've got the mindset of like, my generation's finished. It's up to them. It's like up to the children now, who are like Toriko and the Four Heavenly Kings. It's like it's their generation to you know, go out and take all these journeys, kind of thing. So yeah, I really did like seeing Jiro in this chapter, because that was like, man, that was the feels. When Midori was like, I am no knocking master, I was just like, yo, the feels, my heartstrings. Like, honestly, I love Jiro. Jiro, he's my father. I'm a fanboy of Jiro, like, he's my boy. I don't know what is more impactful, Don Slime's death or Jiro's. I'm not even sure, I can't judge. But like, when I saw Jiro again in this chapter and he gave the title to Tepai, you guys know that I love Tepai. Tepai, I just love him, I love his character. And I've loved his role in this arc as well. Like, he's done a lot in this arc, so I really did enjoy that. But he stopped the Earth's rotation. Tepai is the new knocking master. That is amazing, guys. I'm so hyped because of that. Because I really did love the build-up. Because it gave me kind of Dragon Ball Z vibes when in the Cell arc, when obviously Gohan's doing that Kamehameha, and then you see Goku behind him, like doing that, another Kamehameha. So it was just like, yo, it kind of gave me those vibes because like, Tepai, he's about to do it, about to punch, but he's obviously worried. He doesn't know if he's doing the right things. He's not as the same as Jiro, but Jiro's just like, right there, you can do it, man. And I'm just like, yo, that was amazing. I really did love it. I can't, like, I don't understand when people say Toriko doesn't have feels. Like, Mr. Toshi, when he chooses to put in that emotional kind of settings, it works. It's like awesome. So yeah, enough of that, because I need to talk about all the other stuff. Now, I did write a couple of things what happened in this chapter because I didn't want to forget. A lot of stuff did actually happen in this chapter, so hopefully I don't forget anything. That's why I did write things down, so I'm just checking if I've covered stuff. So yeah, I've talked all about Neo and Acacia, about Acacia not truly being evil. What I want to talk about is Earth's destruction. So basically, we know this. We know this from like pretty much the start of this arc, when this arc was fully starting. And it's all about, you know, the Earth is being cooked. I remember that chapter when we finally found that out. It was the last page. That was like, yo, mind blown. But yeah, so we know that the Earth's being cooked. We know that destruction's happening, and I'm surprised, to be honest, the Earth is still like standing, because these attacks through how many 30, 40, 50 chapters has just been phenomenal, honestly. Like Midora, the 8 Kings, Neo, even Blue came in at a time. Like, freaking heck, everyone was going in at it. Don Slime did a supernova. One of these days, I need to go back and just look at the feats of this arc. I need to go back and look at like the Earth, the planet level destructions, because I need to get hyped again, honestly. But yeah, so the Earth's destruction, we know that Tepai knocked it, he stopped it, but what Tepai stopped, he stopped the cycle of, not rebirth, but you kind of get what I mean. He stopped the cycle of the planet being formed and the new course being formed. Because every like other billion years, the planet always gets cooked. Like, it'll get cooked, it will break apart, it will erupt, it will explode even more drastically than a supernova. And when that does explode, all the materials, all the chemicals and that, they all fuse back. You know, the Earth comes back, all the ingredients come back again, and it's like evolving again. And the new course will always be better than it was before. But Tepai knocked the Earth. He stopped it, so we will not get a new full course. What does this mean now, folks? Now, does this mean that we're going to leave planet Earth and, you know, space arc kind of thing? That's what I thought when I was reading this chapter, but I don't think that's true anymore. This doesn't mean that we're not having another arc. It is, but now I'm not sure what the premise of that arc will be. Now, I'm obviously going to theory craft about it, because I do have like a thought of what it may be, and it kind of does seem a bit legit. It seems like it's most probable to happen, and I'll tell you guys about that in a second. But yeah, so the Earth stopped, you know, the full course is stopped, but all the ingredients within Neo is releasing out. All the ingredients from Neo's stomach is coming out thanks to Acacia. So all of these ingredients, they need to be eaten. All these ingredients, they need to be, you know, they need to be found, not found, but you get what I mean. Like, they need to be documented. You can say they need to be consumed. All of those kind of stuff. And Blue was stoked because, first of all, these are his ingredients. That's what I want to talk to you guys about. Blue is from the Blue universe, yeah? Now, he was talking about the things of this world. It's not his ingredients. I remember him saying that. I was like, these aren't the things I eat. So, obviously, Neo consumed the Blue universe where Blue originates from. And we need to find out how that happens. All that Blue universe, Red universe stuff. Yeah, hopefully Mr. Toshi tells us more about that. But Blue was stoked because some of his ingredients are there. Now, does this mean like a Blue Universe arc coming up? Possibly. Because what's the whole point of Toriko, like the whole series, you know, gathering ingredients? Ever since Midoriya done that meteor spice, ingredients have been needed to, you know, replenish the Earth. So maybe we can be going onto a space arc where we'll be going back to the Blue Universe, replenishing that universe of all the ingredients, finding new stuff there. Blue can be fully revived then. We see more gourmet monsters, demons, all that kind of stuff. Maybe something like that will happen. Basically, I'm just theorizing what the next arc is going to be because I do know, and I'm very sure, I'm 90% sure that Toriko's not ending. I've spoken to you guys about how my reasons why I don't think it's ending, so I'm not really going to delve into that again. But yeah, this arc is finally finished. I honestly thought, you know, Area Zero would have had a bit more development. Like, this is what I thought. I thought after this arc was done, we'd go to like the furthest lands in Area Zero. We may still be doing that, but obviously with Ayamaru coming into this chapter, I kind of thought maybe Mr. Toshi's kind of leaving that now. I'm not really sure, guys. So if there is one question, if there is a couple of questions I want you guys to ask and tell me in the comments below, it'd be, what are your thoughts on Acacia's character, his turn of character? Like, what are your thoughts on him never truly being evil? Personally, I'm okay with it. Second of all, about Neo. What do you think, Acacia? What do you think Neo's like going to be doing now? Because Acacia did tell Toriko, take care of him. So does that mean that Neo's going to go into another host, maybe Komatsu? I'm not really sure. Or do you think like Neo's going to be part of the gang? Can you imagine? Like when they're going off into like the Blue Universe, or where they're going, like Neo's with them, running alongside them. I'm not sure, guys. Tell me your thoughts, comment below what you thought of this chapter. A lot of things did happen in this chapter, and we'll continue discussion down below. If you liked anything I had to say, please drop a like. That would be greatly appreciated. If you are new here and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe for those weekly Toriko reviews. Now, see you next week for that greatness that is Toriko chapter 394. Shinigami-san, peace out, guys, and goodbye.